The discovery of the coffee bean is steeped in legend and lore, with the most enduring tale tracing its roots back to the ancient highlands of Ethiopia. According to this legend, a humble goat herder named Kaldi noticed his goats frolicking with unusual vigor after consuming the red and yellow berries of a certain shrub. Intrigued by this phenomenon, Kaldi decided to sample these berries himself and experienced a similar energizing effect. Kaldi reported his findings to the local abbot, who was struggling to stay awake during long hours of evening prayer. The abbot made a drink with the cherries and found that it kept him awake. This sparked the beginning of coffee's journey as knowledge of its energizing effect spread amongst the monks and eventually beyond into the world. To understand the benefits and harm of caffeine, we first have to understand a few basic things about how it reacts with our bodies. Let's break this down into a few key concepts. Caffeine or coffee has its effect by sticking to receptors into the brain called adenosine receptors. Adenosine receptors have many functions, but one of them is to promote sleep by slowing down the activity of the brain so we can rest. By blocking these receptors, caffeine stops us from being tired and prevents the onset of good quality sleep. Caffeine not only prevents sleep, but also affects sleep patterns. It reduces the amount of stage 1 and stage 2 sleep and can reduce slow wave sleep, which is crucial for physical recovery and memory. Caffeine also affects our body clock, called the circadian clock, by delaying melatonin secretion, a hormone essential for initiating sleep. This delay can disrupt our natural sleep-wake cycle, leading to difficulties in falling asleep and maintaining sleep quality. And good sleep quality in migraine patients is especially important. Now, in addition to sleep, caffeine also activates a key hormone regulatory pathway called the HPA Axis. If you've been doing my migraine course Beyond Migraine, see below in the description, you will be very familiar with this pathway. By blocking receptors of the HPA axis, caffeine increases the activity of dopamine, epinephrine, and cortisol, hormones that activate the body's brain and keep it stimulated. This is a major problem if we have migraines, because the disruption of these hormones has many implications for our health, metabolism, immune function, as well as sex hormones such as testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. Now, while many of these effects can be beneficial in limited amounts, we should remember that caffeine is in effect a very powerful drug and therefore should always be taken earlier on in the day so that your body has enough time to clear out the caffeine before it's time to rest at bedtime. The maximum daily amount for caffeine is 200 milligrams a day, the equivalent of one large coffee. In my online course, we revise why the HPA axis, cortisol, and sleep is crucial for migraine management. If you have migraines, there are likely already existing dysfunctions in the HPA axis, and this is why further disruption of this crucial hormonal pathway with caffeine should be avoided at all costs. Now, I know going without your morning pick-me-up fills you with absolute dread, but by eliminating caffeine, you can make a significant difference in the frequency and intensity of your migraine, and in some cases, hopefully, eliminate them altogether. There is one exception to this rule of abstinence. Only time caffeine is recommended is during an actual migraine attack. You see, the same effects that make coffee a no-no for migraine patients also seem to be the same effects that help us recover from a migraine. All the stimulant effects we talked about also enhances the pain-relieving effects of your migraine medication and blocks pain pathways in the brain once the migraine has started. This means it can be used as an emergency drug for migraine only while you are actually having a migraine attack, and should not be used as a long-term strategy to manage your migraines. Just one shot of espresso or 150 to 200 milligrams of caffeine can make all the difference in the actual migraine attack phase. Think of it as a plaster we can use when you are already injured. Now, what if you've been drinking coffee by the gallon for many years? How do you come off of this addictive drug without having nasty withdrawals? You can do this in two ways: gradually cutting down to 1 cup in the morning only, and then extending this to 1 cup every 2 days. After a week, try extending it to 3 days. Once you reach 1 cup every 3 days, you should be able to go without any caffeine because the withdrawals from caffeine last about 3 days. Or if you want to go cold turkey, I suggest you take your last cup on a Thursday morning. This means you will have withdrawals on the Saturday and Sunday, but should be clear without symptoms, ready for work by the time you go back on Monday. Now, while withdrawing from coffee is not an easy thing to do, it is essential if we want to manage migraine effectively in the long term. Solving your migraine could be as simple as switching up your morning beverage. Now, let's continue to explore the elements of migraine management and strategies you could employ to help resolve your migraine. If you're interested in learning all about the what's, the whys, and the hows of migraine and how to manage this dreadful condition, see the link in the description below or head to beyondmigraine.co.uk for more information. I'll see you the next time.